So as we enter the final 5 games of the Championship campaign, there seems to be a breakaway pack in the race for the playoffs in the top 8. Who's in it? Who's out? We'll talk about the latest next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today, we're taking a look at match number 42 and the Championship, but we'll get to it in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We're going to know here under one Rooski. Now, before we jump into match number 42, I want a big shout out to a new Patreon. That's right, respect to my brother William Shepherd is with us. That's right. He joins, I was going to say he makes up 11 now, but we've lost one in the it was like 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, but he makes now at 10 once again. So William Shepherd joins Russell Frost, Cody Cahoe, Tom Beresford, John Spurn, Aztec Marky Mark, No Code Drinker, Daniel Mellor, Bianca Muller, and of course LG and Cow. We are still looking for number 11. Of course, you could be that number 11 to make up the dream team, to make us up to having a squad full or a team full of patrons, and then we'll look for the subs, and then we'll start aiming for a squad. That's right, boys and girls. Anyway, thank you very much, William Shepherd. Your support is paramount, and of course we're now brothers for life. We're going to be inviting each other around for Thanksgiving, Christmases, and all that kind of just stuff. The invites will be in the mail once I get a bigger house, that sort of stuff. But anyway, let's jump into it, take a little look how I got on, and of course how you guys got on this past match day. So here we are, folks. Just a recap of the criteria: 0 to 3, you're in the ship-based gang; 4 to 8, you're in the straight-faced club; 9+, you're in the top banana. These benchmarks do change and fluctuate every now and again, and while I'm talking a little bit about that, I'm going to slide just like that into the middle there. So yeah, they do the benchmarks do change fractionally over the course of each match, depending on how many we look at. So, of course, it all kicked off. It didn't all kick off, but it did kick off. Ewood Park, 3-1 win for Leicester in the end. I was actually on the road. It was July 4th this weekend. I was out and about, so I didn't watch the painful one. This one, I knew it was coming. If I had any belief in the team that we were going to get there, get a result this past weekend, I would have made sure that we stopped everything and watched this game. But 3-1 in the end. Goals from Bamford, silver spoon up his arse, and a goal in the back of the net. Kevin Phillips as well for the free kick. Adam Armstrong, respect to him though, getting us a little bit kudos for the free kick of his own, and then Klitschko made it all sure of it. 3-1 in the end. I actually went with a 1-1 draw in this one. 1-1. Next up, Brentford took on Wigan, and that was a 3-0 win for Brentford. I actually got this one bang on the nose, boys. Said Barama with a big hairy hat-trick for him to give them belief that they might just squeeze in the top 2 as if the top 2 start to lose. Well, it all kicked off at Thrashton Gate as Bristol City lost at home to Cardiff, and that was as far as they could take it. Lee Johnson dismissed in the end. I actually went with a 1-1 draw in this one. The goal scorers on this occasion was Danny Ward with the one and only goal. It was a late one, 85 minutes on the clock, to pretty much end Bristol City's hopes of playoffs this year, and of course end the managerial campaign of Lee Johnson. Charlton lost to Millwall 1-0 in the end. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Charlton. That was on Friday. Jake Cooper with the one and only goal. Again, late goal on that one as well in the end. Wayne Rooney FC drew with Nottingham Forest 1-1. Late goal in that one as well. Jolly gave the visitors the lead, and a red card for Waghorn late on, and then a even later goal for Chris Martin. Not that Chris Martin, that Chris Martin. That's right. Actually went with the 2-1 win for Wayne Rooney FC, but I got wrong. Well, Fulham, they took on Birmingham, and it was a 1-0 win as well. Fulham, John Onama with a late goal on that one, 95th minute. Goodness gracious me. Actually went with a 2-0 win for Fulham, not too shabby on that one. Huddersfield, though, they could only muster a 0-0 draw. Is that correct? Did I get that one right? I thought they won. Did they not win? No, it was a 0-0 draw. That's right. I actually went with a 2-0 win for the Terriers. Wrong. Luton Town got spanked. That's right. Left, right, centre by Reading. 5-0 in the end. The goals on that one. Yuki Maete with a hat-trick. Josh Puskás. In fact, Yuki Maete got 4. Puskás got the 5th goal in that one. So, comfortable win for Reading. Stoke also got a comfortable win and about 4-0 win for the Potters over the Tykes. I actually went with Barnsley on this one. Don't know what I was thinking. Tyrese Campbell Campbell with the brace, Sam folks, and Thomas Ince with the goal. Swansea did take care of business against Sheffield Wednesday as well, 2-1 in the end. I actually went with a 0-0 draw on this one. Ryan Brewster with the goal, Adrian Iron from the penalty spot, and Nuhu get the 1-0 goal for Sheffield Wednesday. The Warnock effect was maybe just a one and done. They lost to QPR, that's right, on the at home as well with the Riverside. That was Jordan Heiger with the 1-0 goal, 32 minutes on the clock. And then West Brom. What happened with West Brom? West Brom 4-2 winners over Hull City in the end. Actually with the 4-0 win on this one. Charlie Austin with the goal. Admin Hagezi, Grosicki and Dianganga with the goals for West Brom. Kevin Stewart and Malik Wicks as well, goals there. Hagazi also got himself sent off with a second yellow. So all in all, I did pretty shitty. Pretty shitty. Just 3 for me, which means I'm in the shit face gang this week. Absolutely shikaroony. Anyway, this is what the situation looks like on the table. Leeds lead the way by 1 point over West Brom. We're 5 points clear over Brentford. 15 points remaining up for grabs. Brentford, of course, in third, comfortable. Brentford look comfortable as well. And I think Forest look comfortable in fifth as well. Cardiff, 64 points. They could drop out of it with a defeat at Blackburn against Blackburn Rovers this week. Rovers, we are good. 8 points adrift. I'm giving it. This is it. This is our final hoodoo. If we lose this game or even fail to win this game, we are 100. Even though we're already out, but this is it. This is it. Really, it would leave us 12 points on the board, and what is it? What's the difference here? 8 points. But a win could make it. A win would knock it back down to possibly 5 points. So. Win or bust for Rovers, that's all I can say. Anyway, that's me. What about you guys? Let's take a little look at how you guys... before we do that, just want to let you know about what's happening in the new season. That's right, we have what is called the Prediction League. That's right, the Prediction League. There'll be various leagues, of course. There'll be a league for the Championship. There will be a league for the Premier League. There'll be a league for La Liga. And you can participate in all of them for free. And how do we do that? You just predict every weekend. You show up, you get your predictions in, and if you have a good week, a bad week, whatever week, I will do the math and do the calculations, and of course there'll be a league table as to who is top of the pops, and at the end of the season I will dish out, the winner will get a t-shirt with Prediction King and your respective league on there, and this emoji face will be on there, so that'll be up for grabs, boys and girls. So make sure you be a regular next season. In order to be a regular, just smash the old subscribe and the bell so you know when the videos drop in, get your predictions in, and away you go. I'll do a video about the Prediction League once this season's come to a close. Okay then, folks, let's take a look at how you all got on then in the old prediction stakes this time around. Russell Frost, the legend. He is a prediction king. He is the Meister. He did all right for himself. Brad Petford, not too shabby as well. Kaushi Shammangu, the coolest name on the world. Joakim Johansson, of course, Noko Drinker. Both did very, very well. Patreon, Joko Johansson. He is legendary. Global Manifastic, cool name as well, not too shabby. Liam Martin, not too shabby. By Remotes, not too shabby. Football Mapper, not too shabby. Sohi, not too shabby. It looks like I did absolutely shit compared to you guys. You guys are like prediction meisters. Yeah, I think the Blackburn Rovers result kind of swung it. Leighton Boyd, not too shabby. Indy, 3 stripes, not too shabby. Tom Ellis, respect, because you're with me, buddy. Did poop. Rafia Awazi did not too shabby. Miles A did pretty good for himself. And Yannick Wassa, not too bad as well. DCFC James, not too bad. Angus Mayo, also not too bad. Cody Gaho, respect to my brother, but he also did shit as well. But he is a patron, so respect to him. Vincent Hung, not too bad. Shepherd 5, not too bad. Luke Strudwick, not too bad as well. Bray plays, doesn't predict shit. So Shane O'Donnell, also Top Banana. Give him a round of applause. The one only Top Banana, Shane O'Donnell. That you are. If this was the prediction league, you would be Top Banana this week. You would be the prediction king, perhaps. Anyway, let's jump into the thick of things and take a look at the next round of matches, then, shall we? All right. Yeah, these are going to come at you thick and fast here. Randomised order. We're going to start with what we've got. Birmingham up against Swansea City. That's right. Let's take a closer look at this one. This game takes place on Wednesday, the 8th of June. So let's jump into the thick of things. Of course. What do we got? We got the last 6 encounters. 1 win for Birmingham, 3 wins for Swans, and 2 draws between 2 sides. They played in Wales earlier in the season. It was a 3-0 win for Swansea. Carl Norton, Bersic Selina, and Boscha Baston on the score sheet. That's before he made the switch to Villa, I think it was. Anyway, heading into this, Birmingham actually failed to win their last 9 matches in the Championship, where Swansea actually undefeated in their last 5 matches against Birmingham in all competitions. The last time I played at St Andrews was a 0-0 draw. Heading into this, no wins in the past 6 for Birmingham, but since the old reboot, they've picked up 2 draws and 2 defeats since then. Meanwhile, Swansea City are okay. They've just lost once in the past 6 games. Actually, lost once since the old reboot. That was against Luton a couple of games back. They're still probably in the hunt for the old playoffs. It could be a battle of the Welsh at the end of the thick of things as we edge closer to that the last couple of games of the season. Heading into this, of course, the bookmakers' odds on this one, 90-10 for Birmingham, 29-20 is Swansea City. 11-5 is the draw. What's gone on? What's gone on here, like? Okay, a win for Swansea City. Currently find themselves, where are they? 8th in the table. Could see them rise above Derby into 7th. And depending on what goes on at Ewood Park, they could be very, very close to get themselves back into the playoff hunt. Meanwhile, their opposition Birmingham are down in 17th spot. Are they out of the relegation zone? Probably not. Probably not. They've got 49 points. Millwall at the moment, 22nd spot. They have 44. So it's not out of the way. Out of the words that they might get sucked into it. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw though. Birmingham at home, they might just be able to shade it. But realistically, it's not going to do anyone the world of good in the end. Next up, we have the high-flying Brentford up against the forever battling Charlton Athletic. Let's take a closer look at this game then, shall we? Does it take place? When does it take place, sir? It takes place on Tuesday, the 7th of July. That's right. The last 6 encounters sees 1 win, just 1 win for Brentford, 4 wins for Charlton, and 1 draw between the two sides. They played at the Valley earlier in the season. Conor Gallagher with the one and only goal for Charlton. Last time they played at Brentford was a 2-1 win for Charlton. That's right. Callum Harriott with a brace and Johan Barbet. That was back in 2016. Brentford actually kept a clean sheet because he's a rover between the sticks. That's why the last 5 matches in the Championship. They've also won those last 5 matches, whereas Charlton actually failed to score in 5 of the last 7 matches in the Championship. But their form book is pretty good. Just 1 defeat the past 4, or 1 defeat since the old reboot. That was last time out against Millwall. Meanwhile, Brentford are looking solid. They're unbeaten since the reboot. 4 wins on the spin and unbeaten at least 6 games as well. Heading into this, they'll be the bookies' favourites on this one. I am pretty sure. 10-3 on for Brentford. 70-2 is for Charlton. 70-4 is the draw. A win for Brentford in 3rd. Could possibly move them into second, not second spot, but 2 points adrift of 2nd spot, depending on what goes on with West Brom. Meanwhile, Charlton obviously trying to keep themselves above water. 46 points for them for this season. A win for them. Could see them leapfrog Birmingham, but I can't see anything but a comfortable 3-0 win for Brentford. They're looking good, boys. They are looking good. But next up we have, of course, Cardiff City against Blackburn. It is the game of the weekend or midweek. All eyes will be on it, and it does take place this Tuesday. Now, if you want an in-depth look into this game, I'm going to do the video on the old channel, so make sure you check that sucker out. Stop by, just say hello. Just say hello, yeah. Anyway, take a look at this game. I've got more stats on this one in the preview. But the last 6 encounters is not good for Rovers. 2 wins for Cardiff, 4 draws, and 0 wins for Rovers. They played at Ewood Park earlier in the season. It was a 0-0 draw, and the last time they played in Wales was a 2-1 win for Cardiff. That's right, a Shane Duffy brace. Oh, geez, that's right. He also got himself sent off. It was that game, Rovers fans. It was that game that we wanted to get rid of him. The scumbag, that Shane Duffy. Off he went to Brighton. He won £5 million. What a bag of shite. But what a bag of shite his performance was there. But Danny Graham got the 1-0 goal for Blackburn. Heading into this, Rovers actually failed to score in the last 3 away matches in the Championship, which is not good. Cardiff are undefeated in the last 10 matches against Blackburn in all competitions. Something's got to change, boys, and it's this week. That's right, we're going to break that hoodoo. Anyway, Blackburn actually lost the last 3 matches in the Championship. Heading into this, Cardiff are looking savvy in the past 6 games, unbeaten in at least 6, picking up 4 wins in that cluster as well. Rovers just picking up the 1 win since reboot, and that was against Bristol City. Our form is shit. 3 defeats on the spin, both home and away. Bookmakers odds will go with Cardiff on this one, I'm pretty dang sure. 21-20 for Cardiff, 30-5 for Rovers, long shot, and 12-5 is the draw. And a win for Cardiff in 6th. Could get them at least 1 point adrift of Forest into 5th. And I think a win for Cardiff would end any daydreamers, believers' hopes of Blackburn Rovers making the playoffs. 11th spot at the moment with 56 points. But if we are victorious, we could go us up as high as 9th. I'm sticking with it, though. I'm going with Rovers. Of course I am. I'm Rovers till I die, boys. And I think this is it. This is it. If we don't win this one, it's over. Curtains. One thing that's not curtains, that's Leeds' promotion push. They are on the push right now. Up against Stoke this weekend, who picked up themselves a monstrous victory as well. They come into this against Stoke. The last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Leeds, 4 wins for Stoke, 0 draws. They played at Ellen Road in the League Cup earlier in the season. It was a 2-2 draw, but Stoke went through on penalties at the end. Meanwhile, they also played in the league. In Stoke, it was a 3-0 win for Leeds. That's right. And the last time they played at Ellen Road in the league was way back in 2018, and Leeds won as well, quite comfortably. Heading into this, the Leeds are actually undefeated in 9 of the last 10 matches in the Championship, whereas Stoke have actually failed to win the last 6 away matches in the division. But their form heading into this, just 1 win since the old reboot. That was last time out against Barnsley, and that was quite convincing. Whereas Leeds, just 1 defeat since the old reboot. That was against Cardiff, again, way back when. Heading into this, of course, course, the bookmakers' odds will go with this one. It does take place on Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Scrap that. It does take place on Thursday. Thursday the 9th of July. 2-1 on for Leeds. They are favourites. 6-1. Stoke are the long shots. 29-10 is the draw. A win for Stoke in 18th. Could see them go above Birmingham into the 17th spot. Win for Leeds could extend their lead to 4 points, depending on what goes on with West Brom. Indeed-o. I am sticking with Leeds on this one. I think it's time. I think they're going to get themselves back to the promotion, to the Premier League. It's been a long time. Hopefully we don't have to wait that long as well. But it'll be good to see him back, and it'll be good to see him out of this division for a change. Anyway, next up we have Luton Town. They could be going down, and so could Barnsley. They meet at Kenilworth Road this midweek. Does take place on Tuesday the 7th of July. The last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Luton, 3 wins for Barnsley, and 1 draw. They played at Oco in the season. It was a 3-1 win for Luton. That's right. Jacob Butterfield, James Collins, and Harry Connick on the score sheet for Luton. Malik Wilkes, who's now a Hull City man, on the one only goal for Barnsley. The last time played in Kenilworth Road was a 0-0 draw back in 2019, where both of these two teams were in League One. Will they be both League One next season? Well, this game goes a long way to deciding that fact. Barnsley actually undefeated in the last 5 away matches against Luton in all competitions. Heading into this, the bookmakers odds 13-8 for Luton for the victory. 8-5 for Barnsley, 23-10 is the long shot. A win for Luton in 24th spot could get them up to 23rd spot with 43 points. And win for Barnsley in 23rd spot. Could see them leapfrog Huddersfield into 22nd. It's a tough one, this one, but I'm going to side with the home team, the Hatters, 2-1 win. That will probably liven up the division a little bit, and it will open up a can of worms for the likes of Stoke, Charlton, Huddersfield once again. Meanwhile, Forest take on Fulham in another top of the 6 encounter. The last 6 encounters between these two sides sees 2 wins for Forest, 3 wins for Fulham, and 1 draw. They played at Craven Cottage earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Forest. That's right, grabbing with a brace. Mitrovic as well on the score sheet for Fulham. The last time played at Nottingham Forest was a 3-1 win for Fulham. That's right. Goodness gracious me. Kamara, Johansson and Cabano. Darren Murphy, the one and only goal for Fulham. For Forest on that. That was back in 2017. Heading into this, of course, back-to-back wins for Fulham. Picking up a win against QPR and Birmingham last time out. Meanwhile, Forest are actually unbeaten since the old reboot, picking up 2 draws and 2 wins as well. The form is with them, it looks like. The bookmakers' odds on this one takes place on Tuesday the 7th of July. 17-10 for Forest, 9-4 is the draw. 13-8 is your long shot. That is Fulham. A win for Fulham currently find themselves in 5th spot. We'll get them up to 71 points, so it'll leapfrog Fulham in the process. Meanwhile, a win for Fulham in 4th could get them 73 points and leapfrog Brentford in the process, if, of course, Brentford slip up. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Forest on this one, which will make that very, very tight. And you just don't know. Any slip up from the top 2 teams, and this could get very, very interesting in the last 3 or 4 games of the campaign. Next up, we have Reading against Huddersfield. Of course, Reading with a bit of a Bobby Dazzler last time out. They come into this 14th of the table up against Huddersfield, who are in 20th. They need a result themselves. Heading into this, of course, where are you? Where does it take place? It does take place at Majewski this Tuesday, 7th of July. The last 6 encounters see 3 wins for Reading, 3 wins for Huddersfield, 0 draws between 2 sides. They played earlier in the season at the John Smiths, Kirklees, whatever you want to call it. It was a 2-0 win for Reading. Ijara and Michael Morrison on the score sheet for Reading. The last time played at the Majewski was a 1-0 win for Reading as well. It's actually, it was Roy Barons on the score sheet for Reading. Rav Van La Parra getting himself sent off for Huddersfield on that day. Heading into this, of course, since the old reboot, just 1 win in the past 4 for Huddersfield. That was against Birmingham not too long ago, but they were unbeaten in 2, picking up a draw against Preston along the way. Meanwhile, Reading's not been the greatest reboot either. They've had 1 win since the restart. And that was last time out, though, against Luton, where they put 5 past them. Heading into this, of course, that win will give them the world of good. The bookmakers' odds on this one, 13-8 for Reading, 17-10 for Huddersfield, 11-5 is the draw. Reading currently find themselves in. We talked about it already. Where are they? 14th for the table? A win could put them to 55 points above Bristol City, boys. They were in the playoff race not too long ago. A win for Huddersfield in 20th could get them to 49 points above Birmingham, boys and girls, if that was to happen. I'm going with Reading on this one, 2-0 at the Majewski. Plain sailing home victory. Don't see anything but that. Next up, 2 ropey form teams. Well, Sheffield Wednesday not the greatest. Preston have actually had a nightmare reboot. They come into this on the 8th of July. The last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Wednesday, 2 wins for North End, and 2 draws. They played at Deepdale earlier this season. It was a 2-1 win for Preston. Daniel Johnson with a brace, both from the penalty penalty spot. Stephen Fletcher as well on the score sheet. The last time played at Hillsborough was a 1-0 win for Wednesday. It was back in 2018. Michael Hector on the goal scoring sheet. Ben Pearson getting himself sent off. Heading into this, Sheffield Wednesday have won their last 5 home matches against Preston in all competitions, whereas Preston have actually failed to win their last 7 matches in the Championship. That's right, absolute horrific form as they head into the back end of the season. Sheffield Wednesday not the greatest either, just 1 win since your reboot as well, but it's back-to-back defeats heading into this. 2 teams who need a result, and fast. This game does take place on Wednesday the 8th of July. 30-10 for Sheffield Wednesday, 11-5 is the draw. 11-5 is also the away win. A win for Sheffield Wednesday, currently find themselves in 15th spot, could get up 55 points at leapfrog Bristol City in the process. A win for Preston in 10th, could get up to 61 points at leapfrog Derby up to 7th. I'm going with a 2-1 win for the Owls. That's right, Preston offence form will be ropey and it will continue another day. Next up we have Bristol City up against Hull City. Now this is probably the right time, I think, Hull City to play Bristol City. Then without a manager, maybe you're looking for a new manager bounce. I don't know. They're not going to have a new manager, I don't think, in place in time for this one. This takes place on the 8th of July, which is a Wednesday. The last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for Bristol City, 1 win for Hull, and 2 draws between the 2 sides. They played at the K-Com earlier in the season. It was a 3-1 win for Bristol City. That's when they're all pumping on old gas. Benikafobi on the score sheet from a penalty spot. Re-spoke with a big fat OG. Benikafobi also got another goal on that day. Jared Bowen got on the goal score sheet for Hull. The last time they played at the Bristol City was a 1-0 win for Bristol City. That was back in 28. Diadaru getting the 1-0 goal for Bristol City. Bristol City actually have actually lost their last 4 matches in the Championship. They've also conceded. Hull have actually conceded at least 3 goals in the last 3 away matches. They've also failed to win 14 of the last 15 matches in the Championship. Goodness gracious me. Hull have had an okay sort of reboot. It's not been brilliant, but they picked up 4 points out of a possible 15, whereas Bristol City picked up 1 out of a possible 15. Not great indeed. Heading into this, of course, this game takes place on... When does it take place? It takes place on Wednesday, the 8th of July, 90-20 on for Bristol City. They are favourites. 5-2 is the draw. 11-4 is the away win on this one. A win for Hull City in 21st spot could get them up to 48 points, which push them up to 18th, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Meanwhile, the hosts, Bristol City, they currently find themselves in 12th. A win for them could see them leapfrog Preston into the top 10. That's right. I can't separate 2 sides on this one. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. That's right. Next up, we have Millwall against Middlesbrough. The Battle of the M's taking place down in London. The last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Millwall, 2 wins for Middlesbrough, and 3 draws between the 2 sides. They played at the Riverside early in the season. It was a 1-1 draw. Patrick McNair on the score sheet for Borough. Tom Bradshaw on the score sheet for Millwall. The last time they played in Millwall was a 2-2 draw. In fact, you're going to go back to 2018 for the last victory. It was in the Riverside and was a 2-0 win for Borough. Ooh, I choked on my dinner. Millwall have actually drawn the last 3 matches against Middlesbrough in all competitions, whereas Millwall have also failed to win their last 6 home matches in the Championship. That's a crazy old stat, isn't it? Heading into this, Millwall, okay form, 1 defeat of the past 6. That was against Derby at home. Meanwhile, Middlesbrough not great, just 1 win in the past 4 since the old reboot. That was with Neil Warnock in charge. Back-to-back defeats for him now, so it's not looking too great with the Warnock effect so far. So this it might be a short and sweet stat. I think if Warnock keeps him up there, he'll stay for next season. Oh yeah, if he doesn't, he's out on his ear. He's trying to be the relegation specialist, trying to be the old Sam Allardyce. Anyway, heading into this, the bookmakers' effects on this one. 6-5 for Millwall, 23-10 is the away win, 23-10 is also the draw. A win for Butter in 22nd spot. They're in the relegation zone as it stands. A win can see them go up to 47 points above Stoke into 18th. Millwall currently find themselves in 9th, a win away for them. So there's 62 points, which would push them up into 7th spot, which would be red hot playoff material. 2-1 for the Den. That's right, for the Lions. They'll smash dot dash dot and take this one away. Next up, of course, the shithouse merchants is Wigan. They're in the news for the wrong reasons. Of course, what the heck is going on down there with all that shenanigans? People are saying that whoever bought the club are gamblers, and they made a side bet that they would get relegated. It's all shady, isn't it? It's all shady shit. So you buy the club with the intention, like for, I don't know, what was it, 20 million pounds or whatever they bought. Let's just say 20 million pounds. And then you make a bet of like 40 million pounds that they're going to get relegated. And then they go in administration, get the 12-point deduction, get themselves relegated, and then you make your money. That's the way to do it, boys. Oh my goodness, it's absolutely criminal shit. It shouldn't happen to anybody. It's shade. And the EFL are actually slapping themselves in the dick with this one, because they should have done their homework on this. Absolute criminal stuff that they just. It's kind of like, oh, it's too much paperwork. Let's just fanny on through it, and then allow these boys to take over. And it could happen to anybody. It could happen to anybody. And unfortunately, it's happening to Wigan. But anyway, let's talk about what's going to happen on the field against QPR. Probably a good team. Sort of have even Stevens, sort of stature at the moment. Anyway, the last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Wigan, 5 wins for QPR. They played at Loftus Road / whatever they want to call it these days. Earlier in the season was a 3-1 win for QPR. Naki Wells, easy, and Jordan Hyde on the score sheet as well. Kip play with a 1-0 goal for Wigan. The Wigan's last victory against these bad boys was at the DW, which is where we're going to be playing, or they're going to be playing. Josh Winders, Leon Clark on the score sheet. Bright Samuel on the score sheet as well for QPR. Wigan actually undefeated in the last 5 home matches in the Championship, whereas QPR actually undefeated in 11 of the last 12 matches against Wigan. Wigan have actually kept a clean sheet in the last 4 home matches as well, and their form book is pretty savvy. Just 1 defeat at the past 6. That's before and after lockdown. Whereas QPR just 1 win at the past 4 since the old reboot. That was last time out against Warnock's QPR. Anyway, the bookies odds on this one does take place on Wednesday. Is the 8th of July. It's 11-10 for Wigan. So 12-5 is the away win. 12-5 is also the draw. A win for Wigan in 16th. They need the wins. Getting up to 53 points. That'll push them up to 13th. Goodness gracious me. A win for QPR in 13th. Could see them rise above Blackburn Rovers in 11th. Goodness gracious me. I'm going with Wigan. I don't know why, but I'm going to give it to them. 2-1 win in the end. I'm going to wrap it up here, boys and girls, with West Brom up against Wayne Rooney FC. That's right. These two sides locking horns on Wednesday, the 8th of July. The last 6 encounters. 2 wins for the Baggies, 3 wins for the Rams, and 1 draw between the two sides. That draw was last time out at Pride Park. Wacom with a penalty and Zahore with a penalty as well to equalise. The last time played at the Hawthorns was a 4-1 win. Check this, 4-1 win for Derby County. That's right, Jack Marriott, Tom Lawrence, Harry Wilson and Scott Malone. They must have been in the playoffs, is it? No. Jay Rodriguez, the one who go for the Baggies. Heading into this, Derby have actually won the last 3 away matches in the Championship. Heading into this, they look pretty savvy, unbeaten in 5, whereas West Brom just lost once in 5. They had a slow reboot, but they're right back into the back-to-back wins for them, picking up wins against Hull and Sheffield Wednesday, scoring goals along the way. Anyway, the bookmakers' odds, this game takes place on Wednesday, the 8th of July, 11-8 for West Brom. 11-8 on, sorry. 13-5 is the draw. 15-4 is the away win, and a win for the Baggies. Could see them leapfrog Leeds in the process and a win for their opposition. That is Derby in 7th spot. Could get them in the old playoffs. That's if Rovers beat the Rams. Rovers beat the Welsh. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. No one's going to be happy with that one. West Brom could even... No, but that would let the door open. That would let the door open for Brentford next weekend. Goodness gracious me, it all happens. But let's just say, between you and I, all of this magic comes on in. This is what the table would look like at the end of match day number 42. That's right, Leeds will be leading the way, 81 points. West Brom will be in second, 78 points. Brentford third, like 3 points adrift. Nervy times. Nottingham Forest in 4th, Fulham 5th, and Cardiff into 6th. Rovers would be 5 points off. 5 points off with 4 games to spare. You never know, boys. You never know. Anyway, down the bottom, Barnsley, Luton Town, and Middlesbrough going down. Of course, we're going to got that 12-point deduction that could or might not show its face. Anyway, that's what I think. Be sure to get your own predictions in nice and early. And speaking of predictions, let's get out of here. Let's just drop down to the corner. Speaking of predictions, next season we have... If it wants to do it, yeah, baby, it's the Prediction League. That's right, I talked about it at the top of the shop. Each league will have its own Prediction League. For example, the Premier League will have it, the Championship will have it, Bundesliga, La Liga, they'll all have their own individual leagues. I might even have a Master League, I don't know. But if you are going to take part in the Prediction League and you come out on top at the end of it, you're going to get yourself a T-shirt. That's right. What T-shirt? I don't know yet. I'm working on it. I'm working on it behind the scenes. Hopefully I'll have it. I'm going to be doing an introduction to the Prediction League video once the season comes to a close. Watch that video. You'll know all the details about it, how it's easy to take part, and what the stipulations that you got to do. This doesn't cost you a penny. All it does cost you is some of your time to come here, watch the prediction show, and then put your predictions in. That's all it takes. Anyway, that's all I've got. What have you guys got? Get your predictions in nice and early so I can, because they are coming thick and fast. Of course, the first games will take place on Tuesday, so this video will be on Monday morning. So get them in nice and early so you can get in there in the mix, thick of things. Until then, though, I hope you enjoyed it. Please be giving this video some love, smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe, and of course check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms are in the Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon. If you want to be number 11, we have got William Shepherd here. Another round of applause for him, and also the Chasing Pack. So make sure you join that. You want to check that out. Join the gang. It's getting spicy in the old Patreon. It's getting spicy right here. Until then, I'm out. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.